Hey there, welcome to the channel. My name is Christina. Welcome back. If you're returning, welcome if you're new. And on this channel, we talk about the home loan financing process, the things you need to consider if you're going through that process. And on this video, we're going to talk about should you buy a home here in 2022, some things you need to consider, right? And let's just jump right into it. So, should you buy a home in 2022? That's a very personal question that really only you can answer. So, I'm going to try to give you some food for thought to help you make the best decision for yourself. Buying a home, whether you should or shouldn't, boils down to two things: the money and the market, right? And so, let's talk about the money, right? The obvious part of the money is financing, right? If you're not paying cash, then you're going to finance it. You're going to get a loan. And so, is the loan program that you need available? Is the rates favorable for what you're trying to do? Do you have your credit in order to go through that process? Are your documents in order to go through the process? These are all things that you have to think about in preparing yourself to get the financing to buy the property, right? And so that's one aspect of the money, right? Down payment. Do you have the down payment? Have you sourced where your down payment's coming from? Do you have closing costs? Have you figured out where those funds are coming from? If you end up having to pay them yourself, do you have money set aside for the home shopping process, right? That's a whole process in and of itself. Do you have a budget set aside for that? Have you prepared yourself for that, right? That's the money, purely the money process, right? So let's talk about the market, right? Because your market is going to determine a lot of things when it comes to whether you should buy a house or not. And so when you think about your market, you have to think about inventory, what's available. We know that over the last couple years, with the mortgage moratorium, the eviction moratorium, that it's affected inventory on the market. And there's been other things that affected inventory, like competition from asset buying firms, deep pockets that are also competing to buy properties, right? In normal conditions, you're typically just competing with Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, but now we've seen where big firms are buying up single family homes as well. So that affects the market. That affects the pricing in the market. Low inventory, additional competition buying up the properties affects inventory and affects prices. So you have to look at your market. What's available in your market? What are the price points in your market? Does that fall in line with your budget? Another thing you can do is you can talk to your local realtor. Talk to a few of them. Get the boots on the ground view. What's going on in your local market? What are the realtors experiencing as they're helping buyers through the process? Are they experiencing bidding wars, right? What are sellers expecting from the buyers? Are sellers putting additional requirements on the buyers because they have so much competition for their property, right? These are all things that have been going on over the last year and a half to 2 years. People have been experiencing. It hasn't been, I guess you would say, the run-of-the-mill process. So it's good for you to get an understanding from those working in the field, what's going on in your local area. Of course, you can just use online resources to search for properties, find out what's available in your area. All of that's important too. But, other than having to provide a loan pre-approval letter to the seller, what else does the seller need from you? What else is the seller requiring, right? All of these things are important to know and to note going into the home buying process, going into your decision of whether you should buy now or whether you should wait, right? Whether you should buy in a specific area or if you should try a different area, right? All of these are very, very important questions. So if you have the financing together, if your market conditions are favorable for you, then absolutely go ahead and buy. But if either of these things are causing an issue, it might be a good time to hold off, to wait, and let some things work itself out. Again, we know that there are still a lot of things to be worked out with the mortgage moratorium and the eviction crisis, or the eviction moratorium, I should say. So just food for thought, things to think about. If you need help with getting a plan for home loan approval, I've created a home loan approval action guide. The link is in the description for that. Check that out. Get that to get you started with getting that home loan approval if you need help there, okay? So that's it for this video. Those are my thoughts on should you buy a home in 2022 and how you can answer that question, get to the right answer for yourself here in 2022 and even beyond. All right, so that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Check out my other videos. Like, comment, share, and definitely subscribe if you like this content, okay? And I'll see you on the next video.